Mother's Day just passed, and it's usually a special day to appreciate your mother, my mother, all mothers all around the world. I don't know if you noticed, but on Mother's Days, women everywhere are excited, especially mothers. Now, my mother in particular, she likes gifts on Mother's Day. She gets 2 Mother's Days because Middle Easterns, they celebrate 2 Mother's Days. I want to say April 21st or 23rd. I don't even remember. I just know there's 2. And if you're in my case, my mother has 2 birthdays. So there's 2 Mother's Days and 2 birthdays, man. I don't know which ones are the real ones anymore, except for the American holidays, which is, the one that just passed. Anyway, I wanted to channel that little bit of childish glee that I had when I was a kid, making my mom macaroni art that she would hang up in the wall and try to figure out if it was a dog or a dinosaur. But she was happy because I made it. So I thought to myself, I'm gonna make mom something special. So I proceeded to find this STL file, and I printed it, and I put it together, and I started to paint it. As I was painting it, I thought to myself, this would be really cool with lights. So I went to my drawers, and I started looking for any RGB lights that I had, a strip of LEDs anywhere. And I found 2 rolls, but they were both 24 volt, which is not ideal. And I was in a new predicament. What could I do? Should I just wire LEDs and resistors and just surround it? I could do that, but that's not what I did. Seed Studio sent me their RGB matrix board that's made for a XIAO, any XIAO. I want to say any XIAO. I've been working with almost every XIAO, and it works with every XIAO. And in November 2025, I take this RGB matrix board and paired it with an ESP32 S3, and I made myself a nightlight because when I turn off my lights in my room and I close my door, it is pitch black and I can't see a thing. And I've been using this as a nightlight forever. No web UI, no code, it just works. Doesn't really, it does its job is what I'm saying, and it's low power. I took this idea and I thought to myself, what if I find an STL file and I make mom a nightlight, something special? And I did that. But then I started taking it a bit further. What if I could make a web UI? It could give off an SSID, and you could connect to it. And when you connect to it, it opens up a captive portal where you can change up all the settings, change different colors, different modes, party mode, disco mode, you name it. And then I started taking it even more further. And I thought to myself, well, I'm working with a C3 and an S3, and I had a C6, but I burnt the C6. More on that later. And maybe I can make something that can detect DDoS attacks, or Bluetooth spams, or Wi-Fi and BLE disruptions of any kind. And I did, and it worked. Now, mind you, thanks to the magic slop of vibe coding, I was able to get it down to a point where I was like, this is alright, I like this. And it does work, thank God. So I'm going to show you exactly how you can build this nightlight, because the nightlight's actually pretty cool. And you can apply the hardware to almost any STL file, and you could do it like I did it. I'll give you guys all the files down below. I'll tell you the part numbers down below as well. But thanks to Seed Studio, I was able to kind of do all this, man. And the code's open source, so I'll link that to the GitHub down below as well. And you can flash it yourself. I'm going to show you exactly how you can flash it. The README also has everything that you could possibly need to figure out all the functions, and as well as how to install it. You're going to need to use the Arduino IDE, at least for now. And I might refine it later, but it was a fun project, and I enjoyed it, and I want to show it to you. And if you like projects like this, maybe give it a star, and check out all the other awesome developers, like the real developers, the developers that actually pour their heart and soul in real projects and support the community by, just being innovative. I've listed them all down below. Check out their GitHub pages, especially if you have an ESP32 project that you want to flash and play with. Maybe port it over to a CYD, you never know. Now keep in mind this entire project is DIY, so you can grab any model and use it as a diffuser any way you want. So however way you want to do this, it's totally up to you. I grabbed this model from MakerWorld and Printables. I'll link it down below. Make sure you give the guy a heart or a like or a star or whatever it is, because I really like this way that, the whole thing came out. I grabbed a little bit of perf board, stuck it to the bottom, grabbed the microcontroller and hot glued it straight facing up, and I put an FPC antenna in it because without that antenna, a XIAO without an antenna is just simply abysmal. You're gonna need a XIAO ESP32C3 or a XIAO ESP32S3 with this 6x10 RGB matrix, and make sure you have it lined up correctly. From there, I'm going to show you which libraries to actually install and the dependencies and everything that you could possibly need. Flash it, upload it, call it a day. Now down below in the description you'll find a link to my GitHub page, and once you go to the GitHub page, all you got to do is download all the files. So it'll literally just say download. There isn't really an official release for right now, and you'll see the C3 Nightlight and the S3 Nightlight. Download both, but you'll also see this README. In the README is a step-by-step process on how to flash the entire thing. So the first thing we want to do is highlight this, press copy, and then go to File, go to Preferences, and paste this right here. After we do OK. Now, we have to install the libraries that we need while also making sure that we download the ESP32 boards that we also need. For example, like the ESP32 boards by Espressif. So we can do this by just typing in ESP32 and it'll say Espressif Systems. So press download. From there you should see right here it says XIAO ESP32 S3, the Plus, the C3, the C6, the whole 9. Now that we've downloaded the boards, we also need to install the proper libraries. So we're going to go to Libraries right here, Library Manager, and we're going to type in Fast LED. One word. And you'll see this, Fast LED is done, and from there we're also going to press Adafruit NeoPixel. And right here, Adafruit NeoMatrix and the Adafruit NeoPixel libraries. This is kind of the primary one. I was playing around with the NeoMatrix, but you know, NeoPixel will work just fine. Now there's a big difference between flashing the S3 and the C3. If we're flashing the C3, we have to make sure USB CDC is on boot enabled and also on the S3, but the S3 you have to make sure the partition scheme is huge app, 3 megabit, no OTA. So we can go to Tools, we have USB CDC enabled, and down here it says partition scheme. You want to make sure it's 3 megabytes. Can go over to Tools and change the upload speed to 11/5200 if you just, absolutely have to. But we're gonna press upload right here. There's verify and there's upload. Everything's ready. We can just hit upload. It's gonna compile and then upload. Over here in the README though, it'll tell you that it gives off either 1 or 2 networks. For the C3 it says XIAO Nightlight. On the S3 it says Skid Detector, which is, what we've technically named it. The password is 1 through 8, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And as much as I would like for it to open a captive portal, nowadays it's really hard for that to kind of happen. It all depends on how up to date your phone is, and yeah, captive portals are annoying in my opinion, so I'm kind of glad that it doesn't open up. However, if you look closely right here, you can open your browser once you're connected to the actual Nightlight and go to 192.168.4.1. So 192.168.4.1. That's it. And let me show you the actual UI because it needs work, but it's all right. Now, once everything's flashed, it'll start to change colors in this ambient light that I personally like. In the background, I'm using my SOA by Nyan Devices, the creators of the Nyan box, and I'm currently deauthing my network. I can also do a BLE spam, and it will give me the same alerts. The point of this was to alert you in presence of somebody just doing something annoying or dumb, which in this day and age is becoming more and more rampant, with more people being empowered to do just annoying things. They're fun devices. There's a lot of custom firmware that's capable of doing just this. But being able to detect where it's coming from or detect that it's happening is something that I wanted to see. Now, to conduct my tests, I'm going to be using one of my favorite devices, which is called a Nyan box. It's made its way into my everyday carry, and I absolutely love this thing. When it comes to like counter surveillance and testing out different types of equipment while also analyzing the 2.4 gigahertz band and soon to be 5 gigahertz band, and also try ESP ward driving, this device is a definite go-to. The software is refined and amazing, and the developers behind it are some of the most genuine people I've ever met. I'll link this down below as well to nyandevices.com. But what I'm going to do first is do a regular Bluetooth spam, not a BLE spam, but just spam Bluetooth SSIDs as opposed to Swift pairing. And what it technically is supposed to happen is I'm going to get an alert that a Bluetooth spam is going on. But then I'm also going to conduct a BLE spam as well as a deauth attack on my network, and Once again, this video is for educational purposes only. Remember to only test your own hardware. The purpose of this nightlight is to detect skids. Skidding. Being a skid. So don't be a skid. Now on my phone, you can see it says skid detector. We're gonna click skid detector and the password is 12345678. Once we hit that, we press connect. And nope, Houston, we have a problem. There we go. We wanna go to 192.168.4.1 like we mentioned earlier, which all of this is in the README, and we're just gonna press OK. And here we have our web UI. I gave it a color changing matrix rain in the background. We have different tabs right here. We've got lights, we've got Wi-Fi, so we can scan for Wi-Fi networks. We can scan for Bluetooth networks, as well as a log of different alerts that are going on. So right here, it tells us what was happening earlier, which there was a deauth flood detected, 156 frames, and it's gonna tell us exactly when it happened from boot. I really do like how the background came out, but I got the logo kind of wrong, unfortunately. I'll fix that in time. So we're gonna go over here. We have all the controls for the light itself. I had to turn off the light because the glare was absolutely insane. If we want to turn off our light or set a timer, we can just hit this button and it'll just, turn off the light. We could turn it back on. We can set the speed and brightness of the actual RGB matrix. So let's give it the brightest it could possibly be. And it is pretty damn bright. Now I am gonna take it down just a notch and we can select the color. So in this case, orange. The effects that I have for now are as follows. We have wave, which will just be a wave kind of LEDs, different, LEDs changing it. It looks cooler when it's, ambient, but there are different, my favorite, like for example, is the solid shift, where it shifts from each color very softly. And we can also change the speed that it shifts at. So in this case, it's, just either a little, I'm gonna say this is a little faster. We can make it a little bit slower, like now. It's extra slow, which is what I really like when it comes to the solid shift. But we also have chase. If we press chase, if you look carefully, it's a little tiny row of LEDs slowly cycling from the top to the bottom, kind of like a snake. If we hit sparkle, it'll do just that, which is, sparkle. I kind of like this as well. Let's increase the speed a little bit. Yeah, you see the sparkle is nice as well. And if we go down here, we have meteor, and meteor just, give it nice effects. It's more, there's like different ambient settings. That was the whole point, was to give it feature rich where it looks like it's shining through the diffuser itself. And I really like that. Breathe is exactly that. It looks like it's breathing, depending on what you want to do, different effects. I like this one as well. Strobe is exactly that, disco light party. And we can make it slow or we can make it extra fast. Which it seems, nope, that's extra slow, never mind. Yeah, that's super fast. I'm gonna pause that. And we can go to party mode. This is the party mode, which will just, make it change different colors really fast, and we can increase that by making it extra stroby. I wanna say that it is, it's got a few bugs that need tweaking. The whole point of it stopping was to keep, a seizure from happening. Over here is fire. Now, this is honestly one of my favorite features because I wanted it to look like a flame. So I like how this one came out, but my personal favorite is the solid shift. Let me show you what happens when it detects attacks and you're, in the web UI. I do eventually hope to, transfer this over to CYD. That way I can mount a CYD next to my bed and see alerts in real time while also being able to control the XIAO Nightlight itself. So now currently I'm doing a BLE spam. I had to tweak it just a little bit because at one point it was way too sensitive and it was just giving me alerts non-stop, and if it detected a regular deauth packet, it would start going off, or if it detected just an influx of Bluetooth devices because somebody walked into the house, it would also go off. So I gave it a little bit of time to detect an ongoing BLE spam as opposed to something instant. Like I said, there's still a few tweaks that I need to work with. And now this is what happens when it detects an alert. Now, not only does it do that, but it'll also alert you inside the web UI. Another cool feature that I thought that would just work fine with this is Axon body camera detection. So if you put this by a windowsill and it detects an Axon body camera, it'll start blinking white and blue as opposed to just blue and red. I've also been tweaking with a feature, thank God, with the Nyan box and also the Hailhound, where if all the networks suddenly drop and there's a sudden spike in it dropping, it will also flash a red light over and over and over again for around 15 seconds. Now, I can't take credit for that. HamSpice from Midwest Gadgets has actually been the one working on the code, and I have yet to figure out how to properly implement it into the Nightlight. But you'll see an update soon, most likely on that, because I really want to add jam detect as well as, you know, the already awesome detector that it works now. I am going to be tweaking it as time goes by. Hopefully I can make this the perfect Nightlight, because for now it does exactly what I really want it to, which is just transition lights in an ambient setting. That way it's not, you know, it doesn't hurt my eyes and I can sleep right. If you're interested in snagging the parts needed to build your own DIY skid detector, I've linked everything down below, as well as a discount code for the Seed Studio official website. If you were also interested in snagging yourself a Nyan box or a Hailhound, I've linked those down below as well. That's nyandevices.com and hailhound.com, which is also a really fun educational DIY build. It's some of the best custom firmware that you can flash on any device. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I thank you guys for all the love and support. To all the mothers out there, we'll see you next time.